Greetings, queens. I pray you all are having a great and wonderful Sunday afternoon. It is such a beautiful day outside. I normally make these videos from the comforts of my apartment, but I decided to just come outside. I'm in my car, but I'm still outside nonetheless. Just wanted to do something different. But I'm making this video to encourage someone. That's the purpose of all of my videos. I want to encourage someone. Even if it's just one person, that is enough for me. As a woman who loves hard, and a woman who truly desires to be loved in return, I'm making this video because I know that sometimes it can be hard. It can be hard to let go of certain people. It can be hard to let go of certain relationships, you know, even when we know that they're toxic. Even when we know that the relationships are no good for us. You know, we tend to settle for less, thinking that we can't get what we truly deserve, you know, at the end of the day. And I know I'm not the only one. I've spoken with about 3 women in like the past 2 weeks. You know, just random, not so much random, but just conversations with, you know, friends or homegirls, even a couple of family members who were in situations where someone on the outside looking in would say, girl, you are crazy. Why are you still talking to him? Oh my gosh, like, you still with that guy? Like, after all he did, you need to let him go. And, you know, people say things like that. And in our heart of hearts, in our mind, we feel like, you know what? You're right. I do need to let him go. But it's not always an easy thing to do. And I'm a living witness. I can stand flat-footed and say it's not always easy to let go. Like I said, even when we know that the situation is toxic, even when we know that this person means us no good, it's not always an easy thing to break free from a relationship that's not good for us. It's not an easy thing to do. But I was telling someone last night, in true love, you know, a lot of times we have this misconception of what love is, you know, and I don't want to get biblical. I don't want to get deep or anything like that, because that's not my intent. But the Bible speaks about what love is. The Bible speaks about what love does and doesn't do. The Bible speaks about what love looks like. So again, a lot of us have this distorted view, maybe because we grew up seeing our parents, you know, act a certain way towards each other. Maybe we didn't have the example of what a relationship between a man and a woman, whether it's husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend. Maybe we didn't have that example of what true love looks like, you know. So again, a lot of times we have this messed up view of what true love is, you know. But I just want to say, I was telling her on last night, I said, true love, when it's true, you never have to question true love. In true love, there are no doubts. In true love, there is no question. I don't have to question whether or not he loves me. I don't have to question whether or not he's going to step out on me. I don't have to question whether or not he's going to be faithful and loyal to me when it's true love. You know, and a lot of us women, you know, we deal with so much, and we allow ourselves to go through so many things when it comes to men. You know, a lot of times that can be a result of daddy issues. It could be so many things that keep us in a place where we settle in relationships. You know, you may know that when you really think about it, that you've cried more than you laughed. You may know that, okay, I know he's not being faithful to me, but one day he's going to get it together and he's going to do right by me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we just settle and we trick ourselves into believing it's going to get better. He's going to change. He does love me. I know he talks to me crazy, and he cheats on me. He does this and that. He lies, but it's going to get better. And I'm not here to say, you know, what it's going to be, what it's not going to be, but I just want to say, don't settle. And if you know you're in a situation that is no good for you, you need to get out, and you need to find the strength within yourself to let go. And I, for one, again, I know I love hard. It takes me a while to fall, but once I'm there, I'm there. And I'm all in. You know what I mean? And it takes a lot for me to let go when it comes to loving someone. Again, even when I know it's not, this person may not mean me any good, but it takes so much to let go sometimes. And I ask myself, why do we do that to ourselves? As women, like I said a couple of minutes ago, some of us may deal with daddy issues. You know, our relationship with our fathers, that's the first relationship between us, you know, and another man. You know, our fathers, it's their jobs, one of their many jobs, to show us how a man is supposed to treat us. Maybe you didn't get that. Maybe that's not your story. Maybe your father wasn't in the picture. And because of that, you look for that love and acceptance from men. Again, men who don't mean you any good. Men who don't even know the first thing about how to treat a woman. We look for that because we want so desperately to be loved. You know? It can come from a place of feeling like you can't do any better for yourself. You know, you may not have a lot going for yourself. You may be up in age. You may have 3-4 kids and feel like, well, shoot, if I'm not with him, nobody else is going to want me. But I guarantee you there's somebody out there who's going to love you the way that you deserve to be loved. You shouldn't have to cry every night wondering why he treats you that way. You shouldn't have to go through depression and anxiety and things of that nature. You shouldn't have to deal with the hurt of being played and lied to and cheated on. You should not have to deal with those things. But again, because we want to be loved and we're wired to want that, we deal with it and we settle. But I'm telling you now, it's possible to let go. You may be sitting in your living room. You may be driving in your, well, I hope you're not driving trying to watch this video. Pause it, watch it later. You may be in your kitchen cooking, whatever you're doing. You may think like, wow, this is true. I am in a relationship where I know it's no good. I'm not happy. I don't feel the love that I know I want to feel. I don't feel like he cares about me the way that I deserve to be cared about. But I'm telling you, you have the strength in you to let go. It may hurt. You may cry. And you may have to wait a while for God to send you to that person who you're meant to be with. But God is not going to allow you to lose one thing without giving you something better. He's not going to allow you to just be lonely all of your life. Though it's sometimes necessary to go through that time. Even for me, I'm going to be honest with you all. I'm in a place now where I'm getting to learn myself more. I'm getting to a place now where I want to love myself more, so that when the right one does come along, I'm not so damaged to the point where I don't trust him, or I believe that everything that comes out of his mouth is a lie, or I believe that, you know, true love is not possible. I'll be honest, I'm a hopeless romantic. And even after all the things I've gone through, I still believe in love. I haven't gone that low. I haven't been that heartbroken to the point where I cannot believe in love. I believe in true love. And I believe that there's somebody out there for me who's going to love me the way I deserve to be loved. But now I'm in a place where I have to love myself until that time comes. Until that time comes. You know? But I just want to encourage you, Queen, to let you know you don't have to stay in that place. You don't have to settle for a man who is with you and everybody else. You should be enough. You should be enough for him. If he's with you and everybody else, that's not love. That's not love. If he's stepping out, if he's talking to you any kind of way, it's not love. You know, it's not, and you should not have to be a part of that. You should not have to deal with that. You have to find the strength within yourself to let go and to know that you deserve better. And a lot of times we can say out of our mouths that we know our value and we know our self-worth. But it's in the things that we allow to happen to us. It's in the way that we allow people to treat us that really shows us how much we love ourselves. That really shows us just how much we value ourselves. That really shows us how we truly see ourselves. I've been in a couple of relationships where I would have to look at myself and say, okay, let me take a step back. Because contrary to popular belief or contrary to what happens, it's not always their fault. It's not always their fault. You know, it's things that are in us that allows us, or that causes us to make certain decisions to stay where we know we're not happy. There's certain things within us that causes us to attract a certain type of man. And for that, we can't blame them. Again, sometimes it's necessary to take that step back and to reevaluate yourself, to say, okay, what have I been doing wrong? Why do I keep attracting the same type of man? What type of holes or whatever are in me that attracts them to me? Why do I keep going through the same thing? You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to take a look at yourself. Don't always point the finger at him and say what he did and how he treated you. Now, granted, they did what they did, and they knew full well what they were doing. But at the end of the day, if they were not in the picture, you still have to deal with you. You still have to deal with you. You have to look yourself in the mirror and figure out what is going on within you. Take a step back. I'm in a place now where I say I don't even want to be emotionally involved with anyone for the next year. I'm giving myself a year. That may seem extreme to some, but it's necessary for me. That may not be your story. You may can go 3 months, maybe 6. You may can go 30 days. But for me and what I've dealt with, I feel as though that's best for me at this point. Because I don't want to be 40, 45 years old still in the same situation or still dealing with the same things or the same types of men. I don't want to be that woman. You know, and people think that because you're a queen and you're trying to better yourself and, whatever, that you don't go through things like that. Sometimes it takes that for us to add those jewels to our crown. Sometimes it takes us going through certain things in relationships. I said to myself a few days ago, like, gosh, I'm so sick. I'm so tired of going through the same thing when it comes to men. But again, it's not even, don't get to a place where you just blame them and you play the victim. Don't do that. Fix you. Work on you. If you have to get a life coach, if you have to read self-help books, if you have to turn your phone off for a few days just to reevaluate what's going on in you, you do what you have to do. You do what you have to do. Because at the end of the day, like I said before, you don't want to be, when the right one comes along, you don't want to be so damaged to the point where you can't even give him the love that he deserves. You don't want to be damaged goods. You don't want to take things from your past relationships into new relationships. You don't want to do that. But I'm telling you now, just love yourself enough. Get to a place where you love yourself enough. And it may take time. Because a lot of us, we deal with issues like that for years, and we cover things up, and we don't want to seek counseling. We don't want people to know that we're dealing with these types of things, and I don't want my friends to know that I just had another failed relationship. A lot of times we don't want people to know, and that's okay. That's okay, but at the end of the day, you have to figure out what's going on and why you keep going through the same things, and why you keep allowing yourself to settle for things. Settle for less than what you deserve. You should never have to cry more than you laugh. You should never have to cry more than you're smiling. That should never be the case. That should never be the case. So again, I want to encourage you, if you are that woman, if you are in that situation, just find the strength. You have it in you, just like I have it in me. Find the strength to let go. And to know that even if God doesn't send me to someone in the next 5 years or 10 years, because as you know, you can't put a time limit on God. If God wants you to be single until you're 45, that's what it's going to be, because that's God. But find that strength enough to say, you know what? I don't deserve this. It's going to hurt me to walk away because I've gotten comfortable. And that's another reason why we stay and we settle. We get comfortable. Especially if you've been with someone for years and that's all you know, you get comfortable in that place. You get used to the lies. You get used to the cheating. You get used to the arguments and the drama. You get used to that. But you're too beautiful of a woman to go through those things. Don't settle. And it's easier said than done sometimes because we want to be loved so bad. I can't speak for what men want and how they think, but I'm a woman. I know. We all desire to love and be loved. We do. And no one can tell me I'm wrong when I say that. But at the end of the day, you have to find that strength to let go. If you know it's not good, if you know you're not you know you're not happy. You know you don't feel loved and you don't feel wanted. You know that. You know that. So why stay in that place? Why settle for less when there's somebody out there who is willing to love you the way that you deserve to be loved? Don't do it to yourself. I have so many self-help books, and I will go to a conference. I would seek counseling, whatever I need to do to better myself for the one who is meant for me. And this is me at 33 years old. I can't go back to when I was 21, 22. I can't change anything that happened, and neither can you. All you can do is focus on the now. Focus on the woman that you are now. And ask yourself, I had to do this too. I don't even have children, but I asked myself, if I had a daughter, what type of example would I be setting for her? Would she be able to look at her mother and say, that's the kind of woman I want to be? That's the kind of relationship I want to have when I grow up. Ask yourself those things. Some of you guys may have kids. You may have multiple kids. Ask yourself that. If you have a daughter, are you showing her what true love looks like? Are you showing her how she should be treated by a man? What kind of example are you setting? Even if it's not a daughter, if you have nieces or young girls that you may mentor, ask yourself, what kind of example am I setting by staying in this place? What kind of example am I setting by settling in this relationship? What kind of example am I setting by staying in this place? Like, ask yourself those things. Again, it may be hard. You may have gotten comfortable, but just find the strength to let go. I can't say it enough, but find the strength within yourself to let go, because we all have it in us. If you have to walk away, knowing that you may not speak to that person again, you do what you have to do. Because at the end of the day, before they came along, you were okay. Before they came along, you were breathing, you were making money, you were working, you were fine. And I guarantee that if you were to walk away, or even if they were to walk away, you will still be okay. So don't settle, queens. Do not settle for less. You know what you deserve. You know what love looks like. You know what it feels like to be happy. Do not settle for less. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Love yourself enough to let go. Love yourself enough to know that you're going to get the love you desire one day. You're going to get that. I love you guys. I don't want to hold you all long, but I really pray that this blesses somebody. I really pray that once you all do get on here and start sharing and liking or whatever, that you get it and that you start taking steps. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight, but that you start taking steps towards letting go. You know when it's time. You know when it's over. You know when you have to move forward in life and better yourself. So you do that. And know that there are women, you're not the only one. There are women who can relate to what you're going through. I myself can relate to what you're going through. But again, love yourself. It's more than just being pretty on the outside. Because I said this to my friend last night. A lot of us, okay, I told you guys I was outside and I got my window down. There's wasps flying around here. You know, the springtime bring those bees and stuff, making sure. But a lot of us are the prettiest girls sometimes are the most insecure. Some of the prettiest girls are some of the most damaged on the inside. Some of the prettiest girls are some of the ones who have gone through the most in relationships. Why is that? Why do we do that to ourselves? Don't allow your desire to be loved to cause you to settle. Don't allow your desire to be wanted to cause you to settle. Because I'm a living witness. At the end of the day, it's not worth it. If you have to be by yourself, you do that. But it's better than being with someone who makes you feel lonely and unloved. Don't do it to yourself, queens. I love you all. I pray you guys have a great rest of the day. Once you all get on here, start liking and sharing. Share the video. Bless somebody else. Encourage somebody else with this. Don't settle. Find the strength within yourself to let go. You know when it's time. You know what your gut is telling you. And our intuition, our gut never lies. You know when it's time to let go. So do what you have to do. Better yourself so that you can move forward and get that love that you deserved, that you deserve. I love you guys. God bless. And I'll be back on here soon to encourage you more. Take care, queens.